Hey, good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. We're going to have a jam-packed weather update for you this morning. I do want to warn you that if you're driving south, you've got some planning to do. I'm actually going to work on a post that will detail the timelines in case you don't get it out of this, you can read it and kind of focus in on it a little bit more. Long story short is there's quite a snowstorm developing for Kentucky, Tennessee, the Virginias. And it's a Friday night into Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening snowstorm. So if you're planning on driving, say, to Florida, I've already had 3 or 4 people tell me coming back from Florida or going to Florida this weekend, then you've got some issues and some timing you're going to want to know about. And winter's last gasp. It looks like it could be. So let's get on into it. And if you could hit the share button, I would appreciate it greatly. Terry K. Guzman, thanks for watching. Linda Schultz, hello also to Flint. Here is the current radar. And the storm that's to our south and east right now, Ohio eastward, that's not the snowstorm that I'm talking about. We have just patches of snow around Michigan, a little patch across northern lower Michigan, a little patch of flurries coming through the Saginaw area, central lower Michigan. A little, if any, accumulation on that. But as you look at the warnings and watches across the country, you'll see that as you look out to Missouri and Kansas, Nebraska, that's the winter storm warning, and kind of just take that east, projected east and the northeast, and that's the path. It's not a snowstorm for us in Michigan. We could get an inch or two out of this on the northern edge of it, but it is a snowstorm for other places. And you'll also notice that with these snowstorms now comes a severe weather outbreak on the warm side of the storm. They have tornado warnings in the Florida Panhandle, southern Georgia right now. So this next storm that I'm talking about, snowstorm in Kentucky and Tennessee, is probably going to have severe weather with it. Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, northern half of Florida. So be careful there. Hey, if you could, please hit the share button. And thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Lush Lawn. So here we go. And I'll show you 2 things on this. The snowstorm to the south and our little snow and our Arctic plunge for the first half of the weekend. And then I'll also show you that we're looking at much warmer temperatures in the long run. So you're looking at the European model. The blue lines are temperatures generally below freezing. The red lines are warmer temperatures, and the areas of green and blue and yellow are areas of precipitation. So we go through today, and today should be a pretty good travel day as far as early March goes. And we go through Thursday. This is Thursday afternoon. So my point being is if you were heading to Florida, Thursday would be a great day to go, to be ahead of the next storm and behind the current storm. Now, and Thursday is a good travel day across Michigan as well. Now we go to Friday morning, and light snow developing from Flint to Detroit, south and westward, back into the main part of the storm early Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and then you're starting to run into like the first 2 to 4 inches of snow is falling in northern Ohio, northern central Indiana. So you're going to run through a stretch there. And if you don't make it through there quick enough, then by Friday night, Saturday morning, that's when the snowstorm is developing. Much of Kentucky, much of Tennessee, down even into Alabama, in the far northern part of Georgia. That's the precipitation from 1 a.m. Saturday to 6 a.m. Saturday. And then 7 a.m. Saturday to 1 p.m. Saturday, still snowing along I-75 in the eastern parts of Kentucky and Tennessee. So Saturday would not be a day to drive through Kentucky and Tennessee, I guess is the point that I'm getting. You got to get through there sometime on Friday, or you probably have to wait until Sunday. Now, this is Sunday, and the warmth is coming quickly back. Lower Michigan, all of Michigan is into we'll call it a weak Alberta clipper that might do another 1 or 2 inches of snow Sunday early. But the warmth coming back to the areas that had the snowstorm, Kentucky and Tennessee. So on Sunday, you'd be A-okay to drive through there. It's just if your spring break starts, you don't want to wait until Sunday to leave Michigan, right? And then we start to get a view of, I guess I'm being dangerous here by calling it winter's last gasp. Tom Ramsey heading to Chicago this weekend. Is Friday better than Saturday leaving from Freeport? I would say Saturday is probably better. Winter's last gasp. We're going to have cold. We're still going to have freezes. We might still have a snow, but I'm saying that in general, starting next week, we're going to feel more like spring than we will like winter. And here you can see it on the European model. Just focus on the fact we're at Monday now. Focus on the red lines, and they're getting closer and staying around for longer. Now we're into Tuesday. Now we're into Wednesday, and notice the first red line has shifted all the way up to Lake Superior. Usually there's something that will sneak in because the Great Lakes are cold and knock that down and kind of disappoint us. But the models have been very good lately, and it's still a sign that spring is trying to take over. Now we're out to next Friday, and we're out to the end of next Friday, and a storm system coming from the south. Notice without even a cold pocket enough to have snow on it. Hey, good morning, Phyllis Gamble from Albion. Joyce Cole, thanks for watching. And Leanne Rains, thanks for watching. Tommy Robinson, thanks for watching. So we're going to start to turn things around. Now, here's a little bit closer of a look at that storm system to our south and our weather. Okay, so here's today, and we don't worry about any real big travel problems today. Yeah, you can always find a slick spot in Michigan when there's a random patch of snow. Nothing put together. Now, this is Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Friday evening, Friday night, Saturday morning. So you can see how the snowstorm is developing down in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, northern half of Alabama, northern Georgia. Saturday afternoon, still going. And by Saturday night, it's done. But you're going to want to wait until Sunday for the sun to get on those roads and dry them out. Snow for Jackson Friday. Yeah, it looks like maybe 1 or 2 inches. Here's the total snowfall off of this weather system. And so I had talked about earlier in the week how this could be, we thought maybe it could be a meaningful accumulating snow, like a 2 to 4 incher for southern Michigan now. And then I talked about how these often slide quickly southeast, and that looks to be the case. So we're looking at total snow out of this on Friday, 1-2 inches, heaviest near the border. Some lake effect, I think, on the far southwest corner, going into Indiana. There could be a 3 to 6 inch band, and I would not be surprised around the Traverse City area, Kalkaska, if 3 to 5 inches did not also fall. Hey, good morning, Frank Tersigny and Patty Riley. Thanks for watching. And Lisa Tersigny. Hey, both of you are watching from Valpo this morning. But look, as you get into Ohio, 4 or 5 inches. As you get into the eastern part of Kentucky, 6, 7 inches. And also in Tennessee and in North Georgia and Alabama, North Mississippi. So you're going to want to definitely do some planning. Like I said, I'll have a post on that coming up here. This is going to be my first post this morning about how to navigate around that storm system in the south, because it's snowstorm, but it's also severe weather outbreak. All right, now winter's last gasp. You've held on with me here, 356 strong. Please all hit the share button right now. I would greatly appreciate it, as this allows me to build the viewership and let people know how we do this here. Winter's last gasp. So what are we going to look at? We're going to look at the surface temperature anomaly out to about 16 days. Where you see the oranges and reds, those are temperatures warmer than normal for that date. And bear in mind, normal now, upper 30s, going to the low 40s in the next week. So if you see significantly warmer than normal temperatures, you're talking 50, you're talking 55, maybe 60. I'll show that in detail in just a moment, but I want to show you the consistency of the warmth that's building right now and why I'm calling it possibly winter's last gasp. Okay, so here we go into Thursday and Friday, and this is full out winter. When we get to Saturday and you see the purple over us, that's 10 degrees colder than normal. Mary Sinkowski, good morning. How's travel from Gulf Shores to Washington? Gulf Shores, you're going to take I-65. You don't want to be on it on Friday or early Saturday, I would say. Thursday's good. Late Saturday is good. Sunday is better. Okay, now we get to Monday of next week, and notice the light orange starts to take hold. That's a couple of degrees warmer than normal. That gets us into the 40s. Now we're into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, and the darker reds start to take hold. That's 5 degrees Celsius warmer than normal. That's about 10 degrees warmer than normal. That gets us into the 40s, into the 50s. And then we're into Friday, and it sticks around. And notice the mass of warmer than normal air building. Now we're into Saturday and Sunday, March 20th. Now we're into Monday, March 21st. The cold pocket is gone. Now we're into the end as far as the model goes, out to the following Thursday, March 24th. And yeah, a little bit colder than normal weather shows up. By that time, we're looking at normal highs in the mid 40s or so. All right, what does this mean in real terms? Today we're in the 40s in the southeast, 30s in the north. Tomorrow we're in the 40s in the far south, but a little bit colder in the 30s. And then Friday, remember, feels like winter in the 30s. Saturday feels like January in the 20s south, teens. Traverse City could only be 16 for a high on Saturday. Quickly back up. Signs of the power of the growing spring weather. Hey, good morning, Robert Brewer and Cindy Hammerbacher. Thanks for joining. And Denise, wow. Prusa Kywitz? That's a tough one. Hopefully I got it right. Sunday. And then here's Monday in the 40s. Here's Tuesday in the 40s to near 50. Here's Wednesday in the 60s. Here's Thursday in the low 60s. Here's Friday in the low to mid 60s. So the point being is that whether we hit 60 or not, it's going to be more consistent. By the end of next week, we probably won't have really much snow anywhere across lower Michigan. And I'll tell you what, melting the snow and melting the ice on the Great Lakes is the first step toward getting consistent spring temperatures. So I think I am now seeing winter's last gasp, and it happens Friday into Saturday. All right, there you have it. Thanks for joining me. If you're driving from Michigan down to the southeast, in the next 4 days, you'll want to read my post. Probably take me a couple hours, put it together. If you're driving from the southeast to Michigan in the next 4 days, you're going to want to read my post too. So check MLive. You can go to MLive.com, and then the little 3-bar thing. If you go to weather, my posts will be on the weather page there. That's about it. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Lush Lawn. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sticking with me. You got to admit, it's weather. I'm not sugarcoating it, and I'm not cutting it short to fit in a commercial break, so you get all that you need right here. Take care.